right, guys. So getting to that quick recap of last week, there's some player pool right there. So, overall, it really wasn't a good week. I had a couple of good GPP lineups that actually ended up saving my week. And those were studs and duds lineups. But, overall, could have been better, could have been worse, honestly. It was just one of those weeks where on the Patreon page, we told everyone it's a red week. And a red week is one of those weeks where we consider low entries, save your bankroll, save it for a better tournament. That's actually what we had this week. So let's get into this week real quick. All right, so looking at the good stat fits here, and I'll talk about the stats here real quick. So the stats we're going to be looking at are going to be driving distance, actually. I typically don't like to look at driving distance, but at this event, driving distance has been a key stat. We're going to be looking at par 5 scoring as well, birdie or better percentage. We're also going to be looking at total driving, ball striking, and strokes gained total. And some of those guys that fit that bill are going to be Matt Jones, which actually kind of surprised me. Sebastian Munoz, who is still playing well. We know he missed a cut last week, but that was at -4, one off the cut. Harris English, playing some really good golf as well. Lanto Griffin, 4 straight top 20s. Robbie Shelton, and Scotty Scheffler. All right, getting on to the course history here. We have Daniel Berger and Russell Henley, who are have phenomenal course history. Russell Henley actually has, let me pull it up here real quick, 4 straight finishes inside the top 10. T8 first, T5, and the fourth. Then you got Daniel Berger here, T18, fifth, T5, and T25. So those two, that's why they're priced up that high. You got Keegan Bradley here, who hasn't missed the cut here in his last 3 starts, T43, T15, T5. You also got Luke List, who everyone loves. And honestly, if Luke List has good course history here, that kind of helps paint the picture of what stats we're going to be looking at. He has 3 straight top 30 finishes here. And then Kyle Stanley, he has decent course history here as well. All right, moving on to recent form. So recent form, got Daniel Berger here, who has been playing pretty well. I think he's going to be a pretty strong play. Scotty Scheffler made 3 straight cuts. He also dominated on the Korn Ferry Tour before this. Yeah, he did shoot 2 rounds in the 70s to finish out last week, but he's still in good form. Harris English, I do like as a play as well. He's still in some strong form this season. Cameron Tringale and Lanto Griffin. Lanto Griffin has 4 straight top 20 finishes. All right, so getting to the player pool this week, if you wanted to start it out on the high end with Henrik Stenson, you can. He's been playing overseas, been dominating pretty much overseas. His course history is pretty good. T6, missed cut, and a 3rd overall finish in his last 4 starts here. So kind of mixed, but obviously he does have that top 10 upside. Cam Champ and Brian Harman are 2 guys that we targeted, the past few tournaments. Not going to be playing them, just more of a price point thing. I do really like Daniel Berger, though. We already touched on his course history. That's phenomenal. He's in some really good recent form. You pull up the stats. His stats are all telling us he's going to be a good play. He's T12 in par 5 scoring, top 50 in driving distance. And scrambling is also going to be the stat that we're looking at, more of a secondary stat, but he's top 50 in that as well. Scotty Scheffler, yeah, like I mentioned, he did really struggle his last 2 rounds last week, but other than that, he's been playing really well. He's 22nd in driving distance. He's a guy that can go out and score. He's also top 20 in total driving and ball striking, which are stats that we always like. We got Sebastian Munoz here, just the best stat in the field. That's a lot due to him playing a lot of rounds and him playing a lot of rounds at negative scores, and a lot of these other golfers in the field haven't had as many rounds, but still he's checking all the boxes stat fit wise. His recent form is fine. He missed the cut last week, but that was just by 1 stroke. He still went -4 or -4. Keegan Bradley, I mentioned a little bit of his course history. That's more of the reason why I like him. He's just one of those guys that's going to go out and make the cut. So I don't typically like to pay up for a made cut, and I mentioned that 2 videos ago. It's just not something I like to do, but with Keegan Bradley, and especially this week, it kind of seems like we might have to. Now, Harris English doesn't have the best course history, but he is in some great recent form, and he's a top 5 stat fit this week. He has a missed cut here, a T61 and a T57, but he's top 40 in par 5 scoring, driving distance, and he's also top 10 in strokes gained, total driving, and ball striking. So I do really like Harris English as a play this week. Moving on a little bit lower, we got Cameron Tringale, who, wow, his price has really risen up already, and that kind of shows you kind of the field that we have this week. But he has made 3 out of 4 cuts here in 4 starts. He did have a missed cut here last year, but we're mostly just playing him because of his good recent form. Lanto Griffin here, 4 straight top 20 finishes. He missed the cut here in 2018. He is also one of the better stat fits in the field. He's a top 10 stat fit. He's just really looking good. Pretty much top 50 in all the stats that we're looking at this week. So he'll probably be a popular play, but that we might just have to take the chalk on that, which I don't typically like to do. All right, so let's go a little bit lower here. We got Robbie Shelton here, who's just been making a ton of cuts. Once again, I think if we were playing Robbie Shelton, we're pretty much just paying up for made cuts. He's a decent stat fit as well. T23 or top 50 in total driving and ball striking, and also strokes gained. He's 62nd in driving distance, and he's 42nd in scrambling. Got Doc Redman, who a lot of people seem to like to play him. This is going to be more of a week where I think you should play him. He's 22nd in total driving, 12th in ball striking. Pretty decent off the tee lengthwise. Could improve in that a little bit. He's top 50 in birdie or better percentage. We got Stuart Sink here, who I don't love as a play. He did make the cut in his one start so far this year, and he does have 3 straight made cuts here at this event. This play right here, I don't love. I don't really even like. He's just popping stat fit wise. He's top 10 in driving distance, so I don't love that play. Just kind of want to pull it up. DJ Trahan, we've already mentioned him before. He's had 2 straight events of negative scores, which we do like. He's a good driver off the tee, and I just kind of like him at that price point. He's going to be a good value play for us this week. Dominic Bazzelli, just decent course history here. I don't know, it's just more of a stat fit play for me. But Zach Sucker here, I'm really surprised at this price. I thought he would at least be, almost $1,000 more. He's in good recent form so far this season. He's a good stat fit at this course. Ranks top 15 in my model this week, so I do like him. We got Rafael Campos, who kind of mixed results so far this year, but he has a 7th finish here in 2017, T35 or T38 here in 2016. Not the best stat fit, but at this price point, looking at values, you're not going to have players that check all the boxes. We're just looking for some that check some, and he's definitely that. To finish out this build, we're going to throw in Scotty Scheffler into our GPP build. All right, that's all I have for you guys for this PGA DFS event. Now, remember, this is going to be a GPP week. Definitely, manage your bankroll here. Don't play it too much. It's going to be a crazy week. Probably more crazy than last week, so just remember that. If you guys like this video, please give me a like and subscribe. If you guys want to become a PGA DFS member, click the link in the description below. It's $5 a month for the PGA DFS membership. Thanks, guys.